Friends, we're going to discuss the chart of Maithili Thakur. She's a super singer. We're going to discuss it from the perspective of karma, life purpose, and career. So, why I'm making this video is not just because of curiosity about some celebrity, but a lot of us, when our children are growing up, we think about what career they should be in. But when we do so, we go in a very linear fashion, we go in a very conventional fashion. Most of us end up, at least in India, most of us end up admitting our students to college degrees like medicine and engineering, where we think the chances of success are maximum. But Vedic astrology gives us a way to understand career, which is suitable, which is resonant, which is in tune with your child's personality. And that is the reason I'm looking at the chart of somebody who's very young, like Maithili Thakur, and to see what's happening with her career, with the life purpose, and how it's going forward, how it's connected with her karma, and how it can help her to make better decisions. These inputs from astrology help us to make better decisions. These are powerful tools which did not originate yesterday, but they originated somewhere thousands of years back. And it has survived the test of time because it works, because it has value to offer to humanity. And it's not just predictions, but it's actually an understanding of our true nature, which once we embrace, we have maximum freedom. Okay, friends. So I'll go for the next 10 minutes quickly. Some important points I'll share with you, and you see how this really works, how amazing and magical this is. Maithili Thakur, one of my favorite singers, super singer. She is young. When we look at her chart, for the skills, for the essence that she's got in terms of career, we see that her ninth house has a lot of planets. It's one of the seed houses. Sun, which represents career, is also in the ninth house. We also see that the 10th house, which we call as the house of the career, is in the sign of Leo, which means leadership, which means dominance. And her Leo 10th house is connected with the ninth house because Sun rules Leo. So her career will be related to ninth house. Now, what does ninth house stand for? Ninth house stands for karma, it stands for spirituality, it stands for organized religion, it stands for stuff that is spiritual, destiny, karma. And she sings about spirituality. She sings folk style, she sings Sufi, she sings bhakti, and that is exactly the genre in which she is in. The fifth sign, Leo, is also good for stuff related to entertainment. It's good for stuff related to shining because it's a sign ruled by the sun. And Venus being in her ninth house also brings that artistic skill connected with soulful spirituality. So she sings kirtan, she sings bhajan, she sings gurbani, all these kind of genres. And that we can clearly see. Third house in her chart is also occupied by Ketu, which is again another very spiritual planet. And she will that indicates that she will again sing stuff which is spiritual. But also what these indications about ninth house and Ketu indicate is that these are talents from past lives. So probably she was a singer in her past life, and she has done a lot of riyaz and sadhana from her past life, which she's bringing to this life, which is indicated by this ninth house of karma, which is so packed up in her chart. Okay, so she will definitely do well in this genre, is what we can say. And it's a popular genre. Sufi music is popular in India. It does well in Bollywood. The sentimental content also indicated by number 4, Cancer, in her chart. So sentimental Sufi kind of songs do well in India. We have had big stars in the Sufi singing arena. Right now, we have Mr. Kailash Kher on the left side, wearing black. He is one of the biggest Bollywood Sufi and spiritual style of singer. The other gentleman on the right side is Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan, the great Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan, late Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan from Pakistan. And we also have Abida Parveen, who's also from Pakistan. Both of them sing in the Sufi style. And the Sufi style comes from the Sufi lineage, and the Sufi lineage also traces its roots to Rumi, Rumi, Shams of Tabriz from Turkey, and then they had their cousins in India, Amir Khusro, Nizamuddin Sahib, and so on. So let me not get into details because I can talk a lot about that topic. But definitely that Sufi connection, that spiritual connection, that Bhakti connection is there with her singing. She has to maintain that. That is very important. That will give her success, because house of success is connected to house of spirituality. 10th house and 9th house. You can clearly see all these connections when we look at a chart. It's like actually gazing into their life. Okay, so now now we'll talk more about her career. So Maithili is definitely a leader, because I mentioned Leo 10th house. Leo is the sign for dominance, for leadership. She is a leader. Look at her on social media. Look at her confidence. She's a small town girl. She's not from a big city, but look at her confidence. Look at her glow. Look at her charisma. And this comes from past lives. This is something which is ordained to her. And look at her personality. You know, it's just so marvelous and so charismatic. Strategic thinking and planning. She has a Scorpio ascendant, and Scorpio ascendant is good for strategic deep thinking. If we just go back to her chart, uh, we'll see that in Mercury is in the 8th house, in the house of strategy. So her thinking is strategic. Ketu is in the 3rd house. The actions will be strategic. She will be a good planner. Pluto, which rules Scorpio, is in the 1st house of thinking. Again, she can think deep. She can look many steps ahead and decide things. So she's very strategic. She has this sharp, perceptive thinking. She can do well in this human jungle where, you know, there are so many predators. So intuition and sharp perception is going to help her. She's going to know what are the intentions of the person in front of her. Okay, now and this is very important in Bollywood industry, because we know guys like Sushant Singh Rajput, how they suffered, or at least that's the rumor or that's the news. I don't know what is true. Anyway, so you get the hint. So now father plays the role of guru in Maithili's life. So her father has introduced her as a singing, is a music teacher, and 9th house is also the house of the father when the father stays with the person. We see 10th house when the father does not stay with the person. So I already told you that the 9th house is prominent in her chart, and because it is prominent, it is going to play a very important role for her. The father is going to play a very important role in her life. Jupiter, which rules the family in her chart, the 2nd house is ruled by Jupiter, is in the 7th house of public image. So her family gives her discipline, her family gives her structure, her family gives her the strength to go forward. We'll talk about that in the upcoming slides. Now, and these are very karmic configurations, as I already mentioned. The person needs to have the karma for this. So this is with her dad. This is with her dad. She's with her dad, and they have a guru shishya relationship as well as a lovely father-daughter relationship. So we see that there's a vital family support system, especially from the D10 chart, which is the career chart, which I'm showing you now. You can see that this is divisional charts are a specialty of Vedic astrology. There are specific charts for career life purpose also, which we can see. And in that chart, we can clearly see, my friends, that it's connected with the 2nd house. 2nd house is the voice, the throat. She is a singer, and also it is about the family. And it shows Ketu in the 2nd house. So Ketu and Venus in the 2nd house, artistic ability and the karmic carryover of the talent which is there. It's a gift, natural gift. Those of you who don't believe in karma, think of it as a natural gift, you know, which a person already has, inborn genius. Okay, family is an important support system for her. During her Ketu periods, she might find a little bit of disturbance, and she might feel a little odd about her family and these kind of things, but otherwise it's a good family support system for her. She plays with her 2 brothers, so it's very nice, and it's very we wish that it continues in this beautiful way for her. Yeah, so this is with her mom, with her parents, with her brothers, and beautiful family. Okay, Now let's go to the future. Let's talk a little bit about the future now that we know that her strengths are. She very clear about what her strengths are from the astrology chart. Now let's look at the Dasha's planetary periods. Yes, she started a career in 2010. And as I can show you here, 2010 was a time when she was in the Sun. She started a Sun period from March 2010. Sun is about shining. Sun is in her ninth house. So that is the time she started shining. She got into reality shows. She got into TV, and the rest is history. Okay, let's look at the future a little bit. Let's look at the future. So future next 1 year, what I can see for Maithili is that, well, her ninth house is prominent, and ninth house is going to play an important role in the next 1 year. It's an activation there. She will see, because of the connection with the sixth house, she may see some losses, toil, obstacles in the next 1 year, because her house of luck is connected with her routine life. So it will not be very difficult. So this year is definitely lucky for her in some way, though there is some hard work, because the house of destiny, house of luck is connected with house of routine. We can see all these things very clearly. This is what I want to emphasize again and again. And now also we can see that there is Saturn, which is going to move through her third house, and also there is going to be a Saturn sub period going on in her life. So what I can say from that in short is that she will go into charity and social causes. She might be already contributing to charity and social cause in some way or the other. Okay, now luck and intensity during this year. Also the next year, July 2021 to July 2022 is very good for her. I've taken it from July. So when I say this year, it means July 2020 to July 2021, which is her birthday. And on her birthday, she revealed her birth timing on FB Live, which is the reason I have her birth timing with me. Okay, so July 25th is a birthday. So July 25th to next July 25th is a good year. But the year after that, July 2021 to July 2022 is really powerful and good for her. So let's wish that she has a lot of success during that time period. Now let's look something more about her long-term future trajectory. So long-term future trajectory for Maithili looks very good. The Mars period for her, which I'll mark here, is from, it's from, the Mars period for her is starting somewhere 2025 and it goes on till 2032. So in this Mars period, she will really be intense. She will be very, 7 years from 2025 to 2032. Actually, it's end of 2025. So she is going to have a very intense period. Her career, her fame, her global appeal, everything is going to improve, and she'll be very intense about her career. Of course, Mars in her chart is, we know Mars is the planet of passion, intensity, but also Mars in her chart is going to be with Rahu. So being with Rahu, yes, there can be sometimes frustration, anger, so these kind of things. So to prevent things from flaring up, she has to stay connected with the spiritual core. That's only one of the sort of weaknesses that I see in her chart. Anyways, so now, and then the Rahu period, which starts from 2032, she goes on a spiritual search, because Rahu makes us explore. So she will travel, she will try to discover new avenues, she will do well in her career. Rahu gives material progress, but she will definitely, feel this void, or she will feel this need to discover something more than just her routine life and her routine way of working. So she will want to discover something more, and she has to take care of her health during this period, because Mars is the sixth lord sitting with Rahu. So she has to take good care of her emotional, mental, and physical health during the Rahu period. But she will overall have a mass appeal. She will do well in the genres that I mentioned. And I hope definitely that things work out really well for her. I wish that she really fulfills her purpose on earth, which we have mentioned, which we can see from these charts. And that's all I want to share with you guys. Thank you so much for joining. Cheers. Cheers.